Batting masterclass time again, and always great to do it with a man who has scored thousands of runs at the first class level, one-day cricket level and T20 level, so he knows all the shots and the way to move around the crease. Mike Hussey, great to be back with you.
G'day, Slats. Good to see you.
What I thought, mate, let's target the youngsters again and the coaches out there, and let's move through a couple of the most commonly asked questions we get. So I'll let you start. Yeah. Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start at the start. Let's start with the stance. You know, I often get asked, you know, how should you be standing? How should you be holding the bat and things like that. So let's start there. Right. I just think it's important. Get your guard first. You know, I used to like to take middle stump there and then line your feet up, say with middle stump. Get your feet reasonably parallel and not too wide. You know, some players, they get a bit too wide and it makes it hard for your footwork either forward or back. So get them in a nice, comfortable position. About shoulder width apart is good. I used to like to tap the bat behind my toe there. Some people like to tap it in the middle there. Whatever's most comfortable for you, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, is there a difference? Why would you go in between?
Well, I guess some people like to get their weight forward a little bit in their stance. Okay. I prefer just tapping there. It just felt comfortable to me before I picked the bat up. Now, there's same thing. Some people like to pick the bat up. Some people like to have the bat on the ground. Again, there's no right or wrong, whatever feels most comfortable for you. But there is a couple of things to consider. What one might be where your head position is in your stance. So for me, I've got quite long legs. So when I tap the bat down, look where my head is. It's falling over quite a little bit. So that's why I like to pick the bat up. That enables me to get my head into a really good position. Make sure my eyes are nice and level and going towards the bowler. And make sure this shoulder is relatively tight to this chin here. You don't want it too open like this because that's going to get you to play across the line of the ball. So you want to keep this shoulder nice and tight in here. Keep it with your chin tight there, but your eyes have to be nice and level. Also, one thing to consider is just keeping your hands nice and close to your body. You don't want to get your hands out too far here, you lose control of the bat. So let's just recap quickly.
Yes.
Feet, about shoulder width apart, nice and comfortable. If you feel more comfortable with the bat down, that's fine. I felt more comfortable with the bat up, and that helped me to get my eyes nice and level. Keep the shoulder tight and keep these hands nice and tight, and that's a good starting place. From there, I feel like you can move your feet well, you can adjust to any ball that's bowled to you.
All right, let's move to the next one. So I'm going to go, and we'll just turn the camera around here. A drill that you can do at home and great to do with a mate, your father, your mother, your sister. I'll get you to come over here, Huss. Yep. And I want you to drop a ball on a length. So I talk a lot about using batting tees. And here we're going to use your friend to drop a ball on a length, and it's fairly rapid fire. So here we are in that nice comfortable stance that Mike Hussey's talking about, and I want you to drop it so I can try and get to the pitch of the ball. And I'm using a high elbow and I'm moving into the ball. And all we're doing here, this is practicing the straight drive. And we're going to move over now to perform a cover drive, and then the last drill is to perform an on drive. So, and all I'm trying to do is get the foot as close as I can to the pitch of it, and you can see it's rapid fire. So I'm moving back into it, so that weight is always committing to the front foot. And Huss is a very good ball collector. and the on drive. So they actually come across a little bit, Huss, I won't hit you. And the balance was a bit out there, but that's the other thing. That's all right, last one. You have to be able to play the shot and remain in a very balanced position. And that is the key to be playing all your shots. And you'll notice guys like Kane Williamson for the New Zealand team. I love the way he gets around the crease. What he does so well is stay balanced, and all the good players stay balanced. Steve Smith, he sort of wanders around the crease more than a lot of batsmen, but he's very balanced when he plays. And the other thing, I'll only do one because I'm nearly out of breath, is using your feet. So to the spinners, you can also start skipping and getting to the pitch of it. It's a great drill to do, and it really gets those feet going.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm going to move on to playing the short ball, which is something I get asked about quite a lot from youngsters. And there are a couple of key things. Sometimes it can be a bit scary, facing someone with a bit of pace, and they're looking to bowl short and get the ball up around your head. So you need to have good technique and play the ball well. So a couple of things to consider when you're playing. Get your stance right, like we were talking about earlier, to start with. And then it's important, if the ball's coming at your head, you can just take that step back and across, and that gets your head outside the line of the ball. And the other thing is make sure you get these hands up, okay? You don't want to be playing the ball in that position there. You want to be going back and across, getting those hands up inside the line. It gives you an opportunity. You can play it down if you want like that, or you can get out of the way, or you can go this way. So if that chucks a couple, I'm getting my hands up, I'm getting inside the line of the ball, so if I miss it, it's not going to hit me on the head, okay? And I can get on top of the ball there. Let's do a couple where I'm just letting the ball go as well. You might be early in your innings and you don't feel like playing the hook shot. So you can get out of the way there, go back and across, and just keep your eye on the ball at all times, okay? So the most important things, just recapping again, get back and across, keep your eye on the ball at all times, get your hands up if you want to play it so you can get on top of it, and then otherwise, yeah, just keep your eye on the ball so you can get out of the way and evade the ball there.
All right, and the last drill we're going to do, and just so you know, I was level with the camera there and I'm just underarming. So I'm underarming those up towards his head so he can practice the drill. And finally, the cut shot. What I notice with youngsters playing the cut shot, the basic with the footwork is back and across. When you play with Australia, it's back and across in front of the stumps, but you're going back and across further. Again, the bat high. You want to come from high to low to cover the ball and roll your wrist. But youngsters tend to try and get power, and when they do so, they come off the ball and that can slice it up in the air, and also they're hitting the ball more in front of the square, the fielders, so cover and round. So all we're going to try and do is make contact with the ball. Peter Neville, fantastic. He really plays it old school and it runs down. Use the pace of the ball. So Huss, and I'm telling you, in your underage teams, there'll be no one fielding there and it'll be money for jam. So again, Huss.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right, that's close. The way it goes. I've got 2, 3, and maybe even a 4 if it's a quick outfield. So there's 3 or 4, I should say, drills you can do, and some advice about the stance as well. Batting is so much fun, but there's so much to it. So get out there, practice hard. You can do it by yourself, you can do it with mum and dad, your brother, sister, and your coach. And there is so much to it though, Huss, isn't
Well,
there?
there is, and I think it is important. You make a good point. Go out there, practice hard, get the basics right, but then when you're playing, just clear that mind, have fun, see the ball and let your instincts take over.
I can guarantee if you work hard, you'll improve all the time.